Hi, thank you for joining us on this episode of Sports Bets for Free. My name is Scott Jenkins, your host, just a local sports bettor here in Phoenix, Arizona. And hopefully today with our picks and your picks, it's going to be another profitable day for you. December 16th, basketball slate. We have college and NBA going on today. One of the busier days going on the season. We got UFC, we've got NFL, we've got college football bowl season starting. Rock and roll, coochie-coo, so to speak. We got a lot of stuff going on and a lot of action taking place. So let's get right into it. We'll start off with the college basketball as it's tipping off first. Texas LSU. I think Texas is I don't know, I think the lines is a little off. I think Texas wins this game by double digits, I would think, on this one. Just got a lot of power, a lot of firepower versus LSU. He's probably going to struggle to score, I would think, in this one. So we are going to take Texas in this particular matchup. So Texas minus 3.5 first half, minus 6.5 for the game. One more time, Texas minus 3.5 first half, minus 6.5 for the game. Next game up we're going to play is going to be Kansas and Indiana. So Kansas, here's the thing in this game. Indiana struggles to score in long stretches, and you cannot do that against Kansas. Kansas, by the time the season's done, I know they're ranked 2. They lost a game, a little bit earlier in the season, Marquette. They shouldn't have lost. They just got, I think they got bamboozled and ran over. So, but we do like KU here quite a bit. Minus 3.5 first half. Minus 4 first half and minus 6.5 for the game. So one more time, Kansas minus 4 first half and minus 6.5 for the game in that one. Baylor, Michigan State. Baylor 2.5 point favorite going against Michigan State. Michigan State, I don't know how you go from top 5 to out of the top 25. It seems to happen to Izzo squads more than a lot. They normally play a brutal schedule, no question about it, but they tend to get their doors blown off at some point earlier in the season. But we do like Baylor today. Baylor minus 1.5 first half. Baylor minus 2.5 for the game. So one more time, Baylor minus 1.5 first half. Baylor minus 2.5 for the game. Next game up that we're going to play is going to be Arizona-Purdue in Indianapolis. 1 versus 3. Arizona already got a big road win in this particular game. In a game at Duke itself, so I don't think any challenge going on the road here. It's not really a road game, like a neutral site game, but being so close to Purdue, might as well call it what it is, right? This line has switched a bunch from yesterday as well, so Arizona was a 1.5 point dog. Now they flipped to a 1.5 point favorite. We are just going to take Arizona. We took a money line yesterday, so Arizona money line first half. And Arizona money line for the game. One more time, it's Arizona money line first half and Arizona money line for the game. And then our last college game that we've got, it's actually going to be another barn burner. North Carolina, Kentucky. Kentucky about 1.5 point dog. 165.5 total. And we're going to go under here. I just don't think this game lives in the 80s, to be really honest. I think it lives in the 70s on there. I know both teams can light it up, but both teams, against better defenses necessarily haven't done that. So we are going to take the under 165.5 for the game and then under 82.5 first half. So one more time, Kentucky, North Carolina, under 82.5 first half and under 165.5 for the game. Now let's get over to the NBA. Let's see, we've got 4, 5, 6. Looks like we've got 10 games going on tonight after the Friday night weirdness that happened yesterday. So we'll get started. Pistons, Bucks. If this line gets any bigger, I swear it's going to be a college football line. Bucks 17-point favorite at home against the Pistons. Pistons coming off a back-to-back where they got their ass waxed, to put it mildly, against the 76ers. The 76ers stars didn't even have to play basically the second half. So you gave them almost a night off. So we're not going to play the line as it's 17 is a huge number. But we are going to play. We do have 3. We got about 5 plays on this one. So we're going to go Giannis over 33.5 points. Giannis over 11.5 rebounds. Giannis over 51.5 par points, assists, rebounds combined. Bucks over the 129.5 team total. as the Pistons aren't putting up any defense at all. And Cade Cunningham over 1.5 3-pointers made. Cunningham should be good for a couple threes here. I don't think the Bucks are going to like clamp down as well, just because I think they're going to be up like 30 from the tip-off. But Cade should be able to get up plenty of shots. They don't have fantastic perimeter defense anyway, since the trade for Holiday, and when they traded away Holiday and got Damian Lillard. So we like that Cade Cunningham play as well. So one more time in that Bucks-Pistons game, Giannis over 33.5 points, over 11.5 rebounds, over 51.5 par points, assists, rebounds combined. Bucks over the 129.5 team total. Can't believe we're betting team totals 130 plus, but here we go. And Cade Cunningham over 1.5 3-pointers made. Next game up, 76ers at the Hornets. Both teams coming out back-to-back. Of course, I mentioned the 76ers kind of just absolutely pummeled the Pistons yesterday. Hornets, aren't going to fare much better going anywhere. So, in that particular game, we just have a couple player props in the game. I guess we like as well, but in this one here. But we do like the 76ers -3 first quarter, -5.5 first half, and -9 for the game. We also like Maxey, who got a lot of rest yesterday, over 25.5 points and over 35.5 par. And then Joel Embiid, once again, over 1.5 blocks. As that seems to cash 5 out of every 6 games, so we'll keep going with that one. Embiid over, and then also the 76ers over 122.5 team total, as the Hornets aren't a big fan of playing defense either. So 76ers -3 first quarter, -5.5 first half, -9 for the game. Maxey over 25.5 points, over 35.5 par points, assists, rebounds combined. And then Embiid over 1.5 blocks, and 76ers over the 122.5 team total. Next game up, Hawks, Cavaliers. We do not currently have a play on this, but make sure you check out the Google Sheets at the end of the episode. We might have something a little bit closer to game time. Trae Young had such a hot night last night. I want to play him again. I'm just not sure, as the point total went up, and of course the 3-point juice went down. So on that one, Bulls, Heat. You guessed it, we're not on this one. We'll save yourselves the trouble. Pacers, Timberwolves. I sure wish Halliburton looked healthy. Halliburton went to the locker room third quarter last night's game. Don't think he's going to play today. T-Wolves have moved up to 9. This line was at 6.5 yesterday, and as soon as we saw the injury, we went to go play the T-Wolves on that one there. So T-Wolves -3 first quarters. That wasn't available until today. -5 first half. -6.5 for the game. And then also over 125.5 team total for the T-Wolves, as the Pacers don't like playing defense either. There are currently not any player props or anything for this game, so once again, check the Google Sheets at the end of the episode closer to game time, see if we've got any of those. But T-Wolves -3 first quarter, -5 first half, -6.5 for the game, and T-Wolves over 125.5 team total in that matchup. Next game up, Nets at the Warriors. Warriors a 3.5 point favorite, total of 235. We do like the Warriors here. The Nets are just... The Nets do really well against teams of their caliber or a little bit less. They struggle against a little bit better teams. I think the Warriors, even without Draymond, are still a little bit better, and they're at home. The Nets aren't as strong on the road. So we do like the Warriors here. -0.5 first quarter, -1.5 first half, -3.5 for the game. Also, Steph Curry over 27.5 points. Cam Thomas over 18.5 points for the Nets. Also, Nick Claxton over 8.5 rebounds. We also like Steph Curry over 4.5 assists. Warriors over the 118.5 team total. So one more time in this Warriors-Nets game. Warriors -0.5 first quarter, -1.5 first half, -3.5 for the game. Steph Curry over 27.5 points. Cam Thomas over 18.5 points. Nick Claxton over 8.5 rebounds. Steph Curry over 4.5 assists. And the Warriors over the 118.5 team total in that matchup. Next game up, Thunder at the Nuggets. Thunder 4.5 point road dog, 236.5 total. We really want to play the Thunder here. We're going to lay off the Thunder, though, and play some player props here. If you guys have been following this show, you know we're big fans of the Thunder this season, but we're going to lay off the game itself, but we will play some player props in this one. So we do like SGA over 31.5 points. Chet Holmgren over 25.5 par. That's points, assists, rebounds combined. It finally comes back down to the 25 mark, so we're going to play it. Josh Giddey over 21.5 par. Chet Holmgren over 2.5 blocks. Chet Holmgren over 1.5 turnovers. Jokic over 2.5 turnovers. Thunder over 115.5 team total. Now, they've been averaging close to 120 points a game. I think the Nuggets can put up 125 to 130 here. So maybe a 125, 120 game, 127, 121, something to that effect. Somewhere right around that ballpark. So one more time, the plays in that Thunder Nuggets game. We've got Steph Curry. Sorry, not Steph Curry. How about SGA over 31.5 points? Chet Holmgren over 25.5 par. And Josh Giddey over 21.5 par, points, assists, rebounds combined. Holmgren over 2.5 blocks. Holmgren over 1.5 turnovers. And Jokic over 2.5 turnovers. And the Thunder over 115.5 team total. Next game up, Mavericks, Trailblazers. Mavs, 5-point road favorite going into Portland. 234.5 total. The only play we have in this one is Luka over 33.5 points. So in that Mavs Trailblazers game, Luka over 33.5 points is what we've got going on there. Next game up, Jazz at the Kings. Jazz got extremely lucky to win the other night against the Knicks, as the Knicks shot about 10% from three, but they made up for it last night against Phoenix. Kind of even that self out. But Kings 9.5-point home favorite. I think they're just going to roll them. I don't see the Jazz putting up much fight here. So Kings minus 2.5 first quarter, minus 5.5 first half, minus 9.5 for the game. Also, De'Aaron Fox over 29.5 points and over 2.5 3-pointers made. There's not a lot of player props out yet, so make sure, like I said, check the Google Sheets. Go look back at those as we get closer to game time. I'm sure there'll be a lot more available. But one more time in that Kings game, Jazz. Kings minus 2.5 first quarter, minus 5.5 first half, minus 9.5 for the game. De'Aaron Fox over 29.5 points. And De'Aaron Fox over 2.5 3-pointers made. Like I mentioned several times before, make sure that you check out in the comment section. There will be a link to the Google Sheet. That is our ledger, all the bets that we have, what juice we got, those at, how many units we placed, what book we placed them at, and then also result. So make sure you get a chance to check that out when you get some time. It's almost impossible to write them all down, as we have quite a few. We play a lot of action, so with our blueprint compared to some. So there's going to be a lot of different bets in there, a lot of player props. We just like to have a lot of multiple things going on. I mean that's the ADD, I guess, in us. But we love to have multiple actions. So make sure you check that out. You can check out the whole season for basketball. If you bet on football as well, you'll see all that stuff there, college bowl season, everything else in the NFL going off today. So make sure you check that out. And as always, if you can subscribe and get notifications to our YouTube channel, so when we drop our bets, you get those first. Makes life really simple when you subscribe and turn those notifications on. You'll get a notification to your device or your phone to let you know that Sports Bets for Free has dropped some new bets and give you plenty of time to check those out, match them up with your bets, and give you that ton of confidence you need heading to the betting app or betting window. I do appreciate everybody's support as always, and look forward to seeing you on the next episode.